First, we must make sure that you're the rightful heir.
Did I not mention I have dragons?
You did, but they could be knockoffs. I once met a man with a pet dragon. He convinced me to touch it. It turned out to be his penis.
Hello everybody, welcome to Weeb Review, the show where I review your favorite anime. Even though this barely counts as an anime. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Going to have a hard time trying to justify this one. Heaven forbid if my mom ever finds this channel. Alright, so, Redo of Healer. Let's talk about that show, huh? Redo of Healer is a anime produced by TNK, a studio known for High School DxD and School Days. Amazing start. The director is Takuya Asaoka, who has never been a full-time director according to Mao, which honestly surprised me since this show looks very nice at times. The original creator is Rui Tsukiyo, you naughty naughty boy, who wrote a few other shows besides this.
You thought it was over.
Something that immediately interested me about Redo of Healer is the amount of controversy it garnered simply by being announced. And after watching the show, I can see why. The anime is one hell of a ride, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend watching it unless you have the stomach for it. I know topics like rape can be tough on some people, so if you're at all bothered or uncomfortable by that, then I'd leave the video. With that, let's talk about the plot. Well, let's get this out the way. Redo of Healer is a show about a guy named Kyaru, who's a healer. And healing in this anime is one of the worst things to be. A healer is supposed to feel the pain of the person they're healing. Kyaru, not being able to handle the pain anymore, gets drugged by the nobles and locked in a dungeon where he's abused, raped, and drugged up so that he can keep on healing for the kingdom. Eventually, Kyaru comes back to his senses and resets time and remembers everything he went through in his previous life as he plans to take revenge on those who wronged him. And by revenge, I mean he rapes the princess who was the one who locked him away in the dungeon in the first place and forces her to forget her memories, and then brainwashes her to become his mage and slave. Eventually, he gets a whole adventure group as he plans to take his revenge on everybody in the kingdom. There's also a war between demons and humans that the kingdom is using for profit, but considering everything else that's going on, a war is pretty light if you ask me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I actually enjoyed the plot. I love a revenge story, and Redo of Healer has like 6 revenge stories, all connected to one singular revenge story. I've been waiting for a show that really pushes the edges, a show that really made me question my morality, and I haven't seen a ton of these anime hentai shows, so maybe the morality thing isn't that whale, but this is the first anime I've seen that really made me question if I was a good person mentally or not. I'm not gonna call this plot good, because it really isn't, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in the story halfway through. I wanted to see how far it would go. I wanted to see what Kyaru would do to these people. It's oddly satisfying to me to see a mentally broken monster take what he calls revenge on those who ruined his life. Maybe I'm just messed up, I don't know. As I said before, Kyaru is a monster, plain and simple. He's willing to do unimaginable things to people just because of vengeance. He's not a good person, he's unjustifiable. However, here's my perception of his character. You can agree or disagree with me all you want. This guy you see before you isn't Kyaru. Kyaru was the nice kid who wanted to be a hero. This guy is a product of what being tortured for years would do to you. You can sit here and say he's evil all you want, that's the point. Put yourself in his shoes for a second. He was lied to by nobles, the people who ran everything, and had to leave his peaceful little village. And when he left the village, he was forced to go through unbearable pain. And then when he couldn't handle that pain anymore, he got drugged, raped, abused, insulted, and tortured day after day after day. I'm sorry, but I do not believe you come out of that a good person. I really like protagonists who have flaws, a protagonist who can be evil, a protagonist with messed up morality, and Kyaru is definitely one of those protagonists. He just doesn't care, and I'd be lying if I said that side of him wasn't entertaining to me. You don't have to feel the same way as me, but please just try to think about this more than, oh, he's not a good person, bad protagonist. Boo! Freya, or Flare, but I'm gonna call her Freya since that's her new name, is Kyaru's first victim. She gets abused, raped, and then gets her memories forcibly taken away. After she changed, yeah, let's call it that, she allows Kyaru to do whatever he pleases with her. She also kills her own comrades while Kyaru laughs in the background. Did I mention that Kyaru is a really bad person yet? Besuko Setsuna is another companion of Kyaru's. Kyaru takes her in because Setsuna wants revenge on those who killed her wolf tribes, spoiler alert, the ones who killed a wolf tribe was the same kingdom that tortured Kyaru. Who would have thought? Issue is she can't get any stronger than where she's at now. Kyaru decides to help her with his power gifting jizz. Setsuna is basically the Raftalia of the show, except you know how Naofumi saw Raftalia as a daughter and therefore didn't want to have a relationship with her at all despite her extreme love for him? Yeah, her and Kyaru had a different relationship. I mean, how else was she supposed to get any stronger? I'll go over the characters who eventually join his harem but aren't as important because they're introduced late. Kuroha is known as the Saint's Sword. She didn't do anything to Kyaru while he was imprisoned. Eve was the Demon Queen in Kyaru's past life, but as of right now, she's just a candidate for the Demon Queen. She also wants revenge for her tribe since they're being hunted. Eve always rejects Kyaru's offer to do the dirty with her, but every time he does have coitus with his two love slaves, Eve, can I just say she's doing the Waxy? I don't have another name for fingering. Let's just say she opens up. I don't know, I tried. Last but not least is Norn, who is Flair's sister. She meets the exact same fate as her dear Onyeshama. She becomes Ellen, Kyaru's long-lost little sister. I just love that Tsukio thought, what else can I add to my show to make it more controversial? I got it, an incest route. I love this. I'm torn on the characters because honestly, besides Kyaru, they aren't that interesting. Setsuna maybe, but the characters before their changes by Kyaru were just stereotypical evil characters. Their actions were evil, yes, but their actual personalities weren't anything new. The bratty princess is a very common trope. Setsuna isn't really unique either, I just have a personal bias to her character type. Blade is a unique character since she's a lesbian who hates all men, yet she's a rapist herself. She's just as evil as the bad men she hates, making her a massive hypocrite. I like that a lot. Because of Blade, Setsuna, and Kyaru, I'm not gonna say the characters are a con, but they aren't a pro either. They're just in between. The animation can be pretty good at times. I was actually impressed with the few fight scenes we got. They weren't amazing, but they were solid. I especially like the one with Hawkeye. The one with Kuroha is nice as well. The fights aren't as good for a reason I'll talk about later, and they are few and far between, but animation-wise, they're alright. The voice actors deserve medals. One of the best things about this show are the voice actors. Shouts out to Flair's voice actress, Ayana Shibura, because she sold the hell out of the rape scene. Again, I almost felt pity. Almost. Norn's voice actress, Minami Suda. Nice job. Again, she sold the rape scene, but she also made me believe for a second that Norn was actually a good person. She just sounded so innocent, and then, you know, she made Kyaru do things, and yeah. And what about the man at the head of all this, Kyaru? It couldn't have been easy for Yuya Hozumi to voice this man, since Kyaru would switch personalities on a dime. From cool and practical, to murderer, to rapist, to barking like a dog like the mentally insane person he is.
お前の大嫌いな臭くて汚い可愛いワンちゃんケアルくんが遊びに来たよ
He gave Kyaru an iconic laugh. Maybe not as evil as, let's say, Light's laugh, and don't get me started on Liouch's laugh, but Kyaru sounds like a mentally deranged teenager. I mean, I can listen to that laugh all day. I have to give credit to the casting here, probably my favorite thing about the show. The final positive is the character designs. Not anything special, but I did enjoy a few. Blade is the living embodiment of appearances can be deceiving. Same would go for Kyaru if he didn't change his face to make him look more evil looking. I like Setsuna, Eve, and the Princess Sisters as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the sex scenes. They're okay. I feel like it's dumb to talk about sex scenes since this isn't a hentai. Hentai at least shows genitals. Blurs that are shaped like genitals. The only genital shown in this show is a dick slap, and that's like half a second. And I watched the uncensored version because why the hell would I watch a hentai anime that doesn't at least show me some badonkles? I guess if you want to fap to it, it's fine, but just watch hentai, you weirdo. Kyaru is way too powerful. He is insane. And he's not overpowered in a fun way like Anos, he's just stupidly strong all the time. Every battle is just heal, 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 over and over again. If he touches you, you're done. That's it. Hell, he doesn't even have to touch because he gets a heal where he can just almost touch you and you explode. I understand this isn't a show about fighting, so it's better to try to spend as little time on them as possible, but man, sometimes I wonder if Kiaru just one-hitting everybody would be more entertaining. It would save up the time of bigging up an enemy just for them to get destroyed. Kiaru at least works for his powers, which I can respect, but man, he's just stupid strong, and rarely has a hard time even fighting the most powerful of foes. The soundtrack is just bland, the opening is forgettable, the ending is not that interesting. This may not be a massive deal for some of you, but I think a good soundtrack can make a show much more memorable. I didn't even like Boku Haka, but Take Mo Chances on repeat all the time. Without that song, I wouldn't have remembered that show existed. I'm not saying every OP has to be incredible, but do something with it. Before I wrap this video up with a conclusion, I need to be honest here, and I cannot stress this enough. This show really isn't for everybody. Shows that feature imagery like this is going to bother a lot of people, and just know that before you watch it. Again, I do not blame you for finding the show disgusting or anything like that. If you don't like content that features stuff like rape and abuse, I completely understand. However, let's be civil. Do not call people that generally enjoy the show insults. Do not insult the people who worked on this product. When I started reviewing shows, the one thing I never want to do is insult the creators, or insult the people who like a show that I don't. I cannot like something all I want, but that doesn't give me the right to insult people, and neither should any of you. There's enough anime out there for all types of preferences. Let's not demonize others for disliking something we like, and vice versa. With controversial shows like this conversation must be had. Anyways, let me finish this. Honestly, I thought this show was alright. I'm not usually a fan of shows that are overly edgy for the sake of being edgy. However, I don't think We Do Have Hero is one of those shows. Kiaru has a reason for what he does. Whether you agree with it or not is opinion. I see a lot of people trashing the show, and well, I disagree. I didn't think it was that bad. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel after episode 2. This could have easily been a show I hated, but I guess I'm a fan of the show. This is Kikaya, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to hell, aren't I?
穏やかで紳士的で正義感に満ちている。
So that was a fucking lie.